Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. We'd like to welcome you to another episode of the Fountain of Wisdom and Knowledge podcast. We are your hosts. I am Mr. Raphael Katota Basisa II.
And I'm Truman Lewis.
And as always, we use this podcast as a beacon of knowledge, logic, wisdom, truth, and understanding, business and personal development. Before we get started, once again, we always want to give a shout out to our sponsor for the podcast, Go Get Dash. Go Get Dash is a ride share and delivery app. Same as Uber, same as Lyft. They just have a different take on their market niche and who they serve. So if it be your will and desire to generate some income for yourself, please go to the Google Play and the Apple Store today and download the Go Get Dash. Go Get Dash is all one word driver app. And if you would like to participate as a rider, Go Get Dash, all one word. The app is there for you as well. How you doing today, brother?
Man, I'm good, brother. How about yourself?
I'm doing well, well.
Good.
So we're just gonna try to bounce into things. We this is episode 10, so we moving. Yeah, we moving and grooving.
Hey.
So we originally we didn't have a topic for the podcast, but I kind of just had something drop on me here recently, or just a few minutes ago. Gut feeling, and the reason I think it was because of gut feeling. Like for the past few weeks, past few months, I've really been feeling like things are about to pop off.
Absolutely, man.
You understand what I'm saying? And I don't exactly know why I feel that way.
Because you put in the work. You put in the work.
And I remember you said something key. You like you can't use your natural eyes, because if you use your natural eyes, then everything looks. Boy, I don't know. We gonna make it through this thing. You understand what I'm saying? But you said you try to look more through spiritual eyes, or or just focusing on what you want. Like the outcome that you want to see, and that's I think that's along the lines of the same thing. Just I feel it in my man. When I tell you, I feel it in my gut. Like someone just told me, we just did a direct deposit. Check your account in a couple of days, and it's gonna be there. It's that type of feeling, and I'm like, why am I feeling like this?
Man, you put in the work. Man, faith without work is dead. Me and you talked about that earlier this morning, earlier today.
Right.
One place in the scripture, it said, show me your faith without your works, and I'll show you my faith by my works. Meaning, just like I told you earlier, you got those individuals. We got the saying, say, God look out for baby and fools, right? So you have those individuals that don't understand the work concept, but they have faith, right?
Right.
They just, listen, I believe God is going to do this. I believe it's going to work out. And they might not do no work, and God may allow it to work out for them because they had that faith, right? But imagine that individual that has faith with it, but also put in the work. Man, the reward is just going to be super sweet, and you're going to see it come through. You're going to see your faith become perfect because of the work that you put in. Yes, it's going to take work. If you want them M's, like you said, it's going to take work. It just don't drop in your lap. That gut feeling comes from the work that you've already done, man.
And I tell you, it's so strong, but I can't even ignore it anymore. I was like, man, is this my mind playing tricks on me? Like, what's going on? And then it's like even in spite of everything else, I still get it.
That's right.
Like I still feel it. Yeah. I'm like, come on, like what is this? You understand what I'm saying? But let's give you talked about faith without works, right? Yeah. So you don't necessarily have to come from a biblical principle to understand that in order for you to see what you want, you have to have a plan.
That's right. You
have to put work behind that plan.
True.
And then in spite of it all, you got to show up every day and put one foot in front of the other. So like just along the lines of practicality, like talk to the people about, sitting on your hands. Like, okay, I believe that I can be a billionaire. I believe I can be a millionaire. I believe I can have all the houses and the cars and all the glitz and the glamour. But I'm sitting on my hands. Like I'm, idle hands. They say idle hands is the devil playground. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So talk to people about, just procrastination. Having faith in something, but not wanting to put that push. I think the work behind your faith is the hand in the back and you're pushing it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
So talk to like those who may not have that gusto. They may not have that hustle to go out and like, I don't see it, but I'm gonna work to find, that route that's gonna get me there.
Man, listen, you said so many. That statement can go so many different ways, right?
Right.
So I'm gonna just find one. I reckon one highway, one example,
right?
Because if you don't, in social media, you like, I always like to say social media because I want you to understand this. If you don't make a plan for yourself, life will make a plan for you. It's going to make a plan for you.
Right.
So I choose to say, okay, what's my goal? What's my goal? If my goal is to get a better job, a higher paying job, or to be a better entrepreneur, then that's going to be my goal.
Right.
And then I'm going to put what I call a plan of action in front of me. That plan of action, I'm going to execute that.
Right.
When you execute your plan of action, to me, that's the work. But when you set a goal, that becomes the faith.
Right.
Right?
Right.
I want to be a millionaire by the age 30.
Right.
You're 25. It takes faith for you to believe that you're going to be a millionaire by the age of 30.
Right.
Right?
Right.
But at the same time, what is your plan of action? Because you're not going to get to a millionaire just saying I'm a millionaire.
Right.
What's your why? What's your plan of action? So my belief is, even if a person don't recognize faith, they're still acting out a part of faith when they set goal.
Right.
That's my belief.
So you talked about having a plan, right? So even in like keeping it practical for people, right? So having those steps in front of you, like listing out, okay, so this is my plan, because it talks about that in either 48 laws of, not 48 laws of power, 12 universal laws of success or Think and Grow Rich. I don't know which one it is, but it talks about having that plan. And like even in your affirmation or your auto suggestion is what it says in the book. It says, you have to read out the plan that you want. So this is the amount of money I want, but this is how I plan to get it.
Absolutely.
You have to have those practical steps. Like, okay, so this is my right foot in front of my left. And I think having that is, makes it not necessarily easier, but it gives you something that it's not just this arbitrary thing that you're having to come up with every day. Where it's like, okay, I have these steps. I know if I make these steps every day, I may not see it right away. I may not see the progress right away, or the goals that I want right away. But if I'm making these steps, I'm progressing towards it.
Absolutely.
You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely. He's dead now, but he's also another self-help author. His name is Earl Nightingale. He's like one of the first auditory that would speak over radios and things of that nature. And one of the things that he said, if you would ask a captain of a ship,
right,
where's our next destination? He might say to Africa. But he started in the US. That destination is so far. However, he knows that along that journey, if he continue on the route that's there, he's going to eventually get there. It might take 2 weeks, might take 3 weeks, but at some point in time, he's going to get to his destination.
Right.
Why? Because that was the plan. That was the goal. That's the same way it is in life for us. We have to figure out what our goals are. You want to be a millionaire? Okay. What's your plan of action?
Right.
You want to be the best photographer? What's your plan of action? Right. You want to be the best preacher, teacher? What's your plan of action? But we have to put a plan of action into place, and we have to follow it. Even if, now, you might not always get it right?
Right.
You might miss step 3, step 4. But at the same time, when you recognize you've missed step 3 and step 4, you have to recalibrate. Just like a GPS. A GPS starts you from where you are.
Right.
It don't go back to step 1. We have to realize that once we get to step 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 in our plan of action, we might messed up on step 6 and 7. If you do, reroute your plan of action, but make sure your goal is the same.
Right.
You don't have to repeat steps 1 through 5. You don't have to. Makes sense.
Makes sense. And okay, so we're gonna go back to the we've talked about this several of times in previous podcasts, but like what happens when life punches you in the mouth? Because you know it's coming.
Oh, it's
coming. Yeah, I mean, you're on the road to greatness, and you see the horizon. It's clear as day, and then you got trees pop up in front of you. You run your car into one of them, and now your car's broken down. Like, so, talk to the people about being able to manage what my dad calls life challenges. Like,
listen, I was just about to go back to what your father said.
Right.
You have to already make up within yourself that life is going to give you challenges. The old people have a saying that says, "Expect the unexpected."
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
Right.
You're like, man, that's unexpected.
Yeah.
Well, you knew the unexpected was going to happen. You just didn't know what it was going to be. That's the exact same way it is about the challenges in life, or that so-called what you call punched in the gut.
Yeah.
I know that there's going to be a gut punch.
Yeah.
How do I put myself in the position to rebound from that?
Right.
Well, the biggest thing is understanding that something like that is going to happen. You just got to be prepared for the unexpected. So when it does happen, it doesn't take you by surprise. Like, man, listen, I'm surprised. I'm only surprised it didn't happen sooner.
Yeah.
Makes sense?
Yeah.
We've been going through, and I'm going to say this. Me and you have been doing things together where in the beginning it started out so smooth.
Yeah.
I'm talking like, hey, man, this thing right here is going a lot smoother than we thought.
Yeah, and then you hit that speed bump.
Like, hey, man, why is it taking 2 months with us right here?
Right.
Expect the unexpected. Be not careful in a plain or a smooth way. Don't be that careful in it. Just always expect the unexpected.
Yeah, and then looking at that situation, right? So expecting the unexpected. One thing that I'm really, really bad at is not accounting for life's, face punch. You know what I'm saying? When life catches you with a right hook, it's a whole nother can of corn, bro.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So but even in spite of that, understanding that this is probably one of the hardest things that I had to learn, and I learned it recently, that it's not meant to destroy you, it's meant to prep you for something.
Absolutely.
And it's hard for me to even say that right now because it's like, man, like shut up, okay, shut up. But
it's the truth, though.
Yeah, it's the truth. Like it's not meant to destroy you. It's meant to prep you. It's meant to fortify you, to strengthen you, and to give you, like, it's supposed to be wisdom and knowledge that you're supposed to garner from that. And I mean, it's not going to be something where you are going to get that right away. Like I think I mentioned in a podcast in a previous episode where one of the YouTuber, he was mentioning how sometimes you go through things it's not meant for you to see it right away. You know what I'm saying? And that's hard because like I said, I want understanding.
That's right.
I'm an understanding person. I want, why is this happening? Why?
Absolutely.
What is the purpose? Why? And then it bothers me a lot when I don't see it right away. It's like, God, come on, man, what's going on? You understand what I'm saying? But even in staying with that gut feeling, how can you give us some practical steps like how to lean in because like it's a natural kind of inclination, like where if you don't see things going the way you want, it's like, man, then, okay, do I kind of stiff arm this feeling because I don't know if it's real or not, or do I lean in? So like how you go about like leaning into something like that?
We talked about this on, I believe this was like our second or third podcast that we did this.
Maybe.
And for me, and you stated this earlier, I don't look at things with my physical attributes. Taste, touch, hear, see, smell. To me, those things are the servant, right? They're the servant.
Right.
I believe that you have to look at it with what you call your higher faculties: perception, reason, intuition, imagination, memory, and willingness.
Right.
Intuition is equal to that gut feeling. You can't see it, but you can feel it.
Right.
That's that hunch. See, God speaks through you through hunches, right? You wake up, God just drops something in your spirit. Or you can be driving on the road and something say, listen, don't go that way. Like, hold up. That's that intuition. My belief is when we start to serve the higher faculties, understanding that we walk by faith and not by sight. I understand we want to be practical, but the spiritual part, when you talk about intuition, that's not practical.
Right.
That's a spiritual thing. When you start leaning on your physical attributes, then you're limiting yourself to what something greater than you did. Everything you see right now was created twice. In the mind of man once, which is your imagination, and then it materialized. So if everything we're looking at wasn't created with our physical eyes, but with our imagination, something that you can't see, then my belief is we have to utilize those higher faculties to make it and navigate the trenches of life. When you can't see it, know that, okay, faith without work is dead. I can't see those M's right now, but I know I'm putting in the work that's supposed to and will get me those M's. And when we say M's, we talk about millions and multi-millions.
Millions. We will put a B on that thing from now on. Yeah, we talking about B's now. We ain't talking about, we're done. We're past
That's
M's.
That's right.
We talking about B's now. So, I mean, going forward, if we're looking at a situation where, we're on the cusp of something great, man.
Absolutely.
And I feel it. I know you feel it. Because if I feel it, I know you. I remember I walked in your office a few weeks ago. I was like, bro, you feel this the way I do? Like, am I tripping?
Bro, it's there. We have to talk things into existence.
Yeah.
We have to always, they say, when you say I am, whatever you put after the I am, you take on that likeness. If you say, I'm upset, well, guess what? The only instrument that you have to express you being upset is your body.
Yeah.
So anything you do, you're going to express through your body you being upset.
Yeah.
But if you say, hey, I'm wealthy, I'm holy, I'm healthy, you're going to take on those attributes.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say this in my conclusion. Well, not necessarily my conclusion, but my conclusion in this statement.
Right.
The mind can only hold one thought at a time.
Yeah.
It can't hold negative and positive at the same time. So being that you know that your mind can only hold one thought at a time, why would you choose negativity?
Because it's easy.
Yeah, but you could just as easily replace it.
Well, that's work. That requires work. Truly.
Well, I mean, regardless, if you look at it, it requires work. The work of you saying something negative is going to be much more work because it's going to take a toll on your physical attributes. It's going on your spiritual attributes. And when you look at it, you're just going to be a downer.
Yeah.
Why not just say, I'm unhappy? Oh, no, I'm happy. Until you believe it.
No. Tell a lie and tell it long enough, it becomes the truth.
Well, they say that too, but I just believe this. If the scripture says, as a man thinketh, so is he, to me, that's not a lie. That's me, to me, that's me taking on how I supposed to be, how I'm supposed to be. Right. I'm supposed to be happy. I'm supposed to live life in abundance.
Right.
I'm supposed to be prosperous.
Right.
I'm supposed to be healthy. Right. So I'm taking on the attributes that was already given to me from the foundation of the world. It's just we have allowed life and the substance and the materialistic things of life to dictate how we feel.
Yeah. I mean, because I think we talked about. Well, I mean, we talked about so many things on this podcast at this point. Like we rehashing over the same things, but we talked about how what does a car payment mean when you about to have a heart deal? When you grab your chest or when you can't breathe and you shortness of breath? What does your car payment mean? What does a Mercedes Benz mean at that point? Or what does a 10,000 square foot house mean when you're in the middle of it and you can't get to a phone and you can't call the ambulance? You understand what I'm saying? What does it mean then? And you do get bogged down by life because it's like you it's not even. I mean, I guess for some people it's like the finer things of life. The cars, the clothes, the jewelry, blah blah. But you don't. You want to live in abundance, and you want to live in and be able to live free, financially free, and travel and all these good things. But when what you want and what the reality of your present situation isn't matching, it bogs you down. You know what I'm saying?
I think it applies. I agree with you. I believe that I like to call it pressure. Right? Because let me tell you why I don't like bog down.
What's that?
Because when you bog down, you need help getting out.
Yeah, I got you.
You need something bigger than you.
Yeah.
You ever seen a car bog down in the boy? You put towels up under that wood up.
Yeah, you need a winch.
You see, I like to say pressure. Because guess what? When pressure is applied, you can relieve the pressure. You can say affirmation and relieve the pressure.
That's good.
You can look at scripture and relieve the pressure. See, you can do self-healing. But when you bog down, it requires some help. See, God give us the power. It's something called self-motivation, self-empowerment, self-esteem.
Right.
See, those are the things that I call attributes that God gave us.
Right.
That when we get into a situation when pressure's there, we can use those ideologies and bring ourselves to a higher self-realization.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you get into anything, just remember, I am who I say I am.
Right.
Think about all the people that God is putting us in a position to help. Just the other day, God put us in a position to help homeless, right? Those experiencing homelessness, those who are going through critical times, those who has just been released from prison. God has allowed us to network with so many different groups of people, nonprofits. God has allowed people to give us care packages. He put it on somebody else's heart to put it on somebody else's heart to give it to us. Why? The same God that did that, he's able to provide all our needs. Bro, we all right.
Yeah.
Bro, we good.
Yeah.
The issue is, what are we going to do? How many people are we going to help when God opened the floodgates like he's doing now? We got to remember, we want to help those individuals that's less fortunate.
I mean, well, I can speak for me. I mean, I do it now. I gave a homeless man $20 the other day.
But see, I got to say something. I know we run out of time, but I got to say something. That $20 made him feel good, right?
Yeah.
But it made you feel better.
Yeah.
See, it's more better to give than to receive. Just seeing the smile, knowing that you know his condition.
Yeah.
Knowing that $20, look at what that $20 can do for him. Because number one, his needs and his necessity and his materialistic things that he need ain't the same as yours.
Yeah.
He just probably wants something to eat.
I hope it was something to eat.
I hope so too. But that $20, that $20 to him could be equal to $1,000 to you.
Yeah, it meant the world to him.
Yeah. So we just gotta continue to apply ourselves to whatever it is that our goals are.
Right.
Whatever our goals are, we have to continue to push, continue to use our higher faculties. And bruh, I'm telling you, that gut feeling you feeling, it has to materialize.
Yeah.
It's gonna materialize.
Yeah.
It's materializing.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, just in wrapping things up, man, like give me your final thoughts. What do you see for this gut feeling that both of us have, honestly, because I remember walking in your office like, bro, do you feel this the way I feel this?
Oh yeah.
So like, give me like your final thoughts. Like,
oh
say
man,
the memoirs before, like the calm before. I say this is the calm before the storm, right?
Yeah,
yeah. Because I feel like that.
Listen, I'm a true believer in prophecy, and God has allowed so many people, preachers and teachers, to prophesy over my life, the people that I'm connected to. Listen, man, I know without a shadow of a doubt the dam is about to break. My father said something to me in my closing. He said he prayed to God because he see my labor. He see the work that I do. He see the work that we do.
Right.
And he said, Lord, let my son cast his net on the other side now so he can catch so much fishes that the net break. I said, hold up, Daddy. I don't want the whole. I said, don't let it break where all the fish go out. I said, don't let it break where the fish go out.
Don't let it break with the fish. Let me pull it in.
Let me pull it in. So my point is, we keep doing what we're doing.
Yeah.
We keep pressing forward. It has to work. It has to work. Prophecy shall come to pass. And when we look, this thing is going to overtake us. And we're going to be in a position to help so many people. We're helping people now.
Yeah.
But we're going to be able to help unconditionally. We're going to be able to give without it hurting. And more than that, we're going to remember from where we came from.
Yeah.
That's most important. That's where I see us going.
I can't finish it off any better than that, man. We guys, we're doing the best we can to leave the world better than it was before we got
Absolutely.
here. That's the best we can do. But we want to thank you again for watching another episode of Fountain of Wisdom and Knowledge podcast. We are your hosts. Thank you again to Go Get Dash, all one word, and for sponsoring the podcast. Once again, if it be your willing desire to generate some income for yourself, we have the ability, or they have the ability rather, to open up the geofencing to wherever, whatever city. So if you're in California, they can open it up in California. If you're in Phoenix, Arizona, they can open it up in Phoenix, Arizona. So just download the app, and if the service isn't in your city or state presently, it can be there in the snap of a finger. Thank you for Go Get Dash for sponsoring the podcast again. And thank you all for listening once again. Please please subscribe, please share the podcast out. We're doing our best to kind of grow our audience, and we thank you guys for actually for sticking with us as long as you have. We love to see the comments, so just leave comments about what you think about our discussion and the things that you would like to hear us talk about, and we would gladly come with those topics. And so this is Fountain of Wisdom and Knowledge podcast signing off. We love you. We'll see you next week.